All right, guys. So the next project you guys will be working on is the Kehinde Wiley inspired project. Kehinde Wiley is a black man who is a painter, and he's inspired by classical European paintings of noblemen, royalty, and aristocrats. And his goal was to be able to create this illusionistic and master the technique of aspects, but then be able to fertilize that with great ideas. Okay. So here's just some of his work. And then here we have the comparisons, okay? So here we have the original painting over here of Napoleon and then his version of the paintings. Again, here we have Michael Jackson and then his version, or Michael Jackson is his version and then here's the others. And you can see where he's taking that inspiration from the original works and he's redoing it in his own art style, which is important when it comes to this project, okay? Again, another great example. Got some iced tea over here. And then here we have one of the popes. And then we have John the Baptist along with a native woman from his original homeland, where his family comes from in Africa. So when we're talking about these different types of, what he is inspired by, you have Renaissance. Renaissance is a French word meaning rebirth. Works from this period are inspired by classical Greek and Roman art and were known for their grace, harmony, and beauty. We get the Ninja Turtles from here. So Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael were considered very prominent leaders in this art period. We have Donatello or Michelangelo's Piete, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. You have School of Athens by Raphael. And here's an equestrian bronze statue by Donatello. Then he is also inspired by Baroque period, which Baroque has come to be described as anything irregular, bizarre, or otherwise departing from the rules and portions established during the Renaissance. So you're going to get things that are more grandeur, sense of richness, drama, more intense or tension, emotional, things like that. And artists like Annabelle Carcisi and Caravaggio, as well as Artemisia, are painters who are very much prominent during the Baroque time period. So we have Judith beheading Hoffernes, which is a painting by a female named Artemisia. And then we have Baracus by Caravaggio. And you can see where it's like darker. The themes are a little bit darker. Obviously, with Artemisia's piece, it is a lot darker of a theme. Then we have Rococo. This style is very like decorative, very more like light, elegant, exuberant use of like carving natural forms and ornamentation. So it's just very much like more lightheartedness. This is where you get paintings like the mezzanine and as well as the swing, which if you've ever seen the first Frozen movie, that would be a great one to use as your picture for this. So here are their instructions. The Wiley inspired project is you're going to research different paintings from either Renaissance, Baroque, or Rococo. Okay, you can use any of the paintings that were in here that were underneath Renaissance, Baroque, or Rococo. So if you wanted to use the Mona Lisa, the picture of the swing, Judith slaying Hoffernes as something, go for it. Okay, you choose on that what you would like to replace the person in the painting with either famous actor, actress, YouTuber, influencer, athlete, and cartoon characters are most definitely allowed. Begin with sketching your idea on a make a plan sheet. Once you are ready, you're going to take your make a plan sheet and you're going to transfer that drawing onto the 18 by 12 sheets of paper, so the bigger sheets of paper. Now keep in mind that if you are doing a portrait, your paper goes portrait style. If your painting is more landscape style, then you will do it landscape style. And you will see some of those throughout the student examples too. Make sure that you add color. You can use colored pencils, watercolor, even markers, so long as you do a really good job coloring with them. Or a combination of all three of those. Just be very careful when you're using watercolor. It's going to make your paper wet. Okay? and ripping could be involved. Next, you're going to replace the background with a complex design or something from the character's background, which again, you will see in some of these student examples. Last thing, of course, you're going to do a rubric and project reflection sheet before turning everything in. So again, you're doing some research, looking up some images of, Baroque, Rococo, or Renaissance. You're replacing the person with a cartoon character, an athlete, whomever. You're then going to draw out your ideas onto your makeup plan sheet. You'll then draw it again, but only bigger on the nicer paper. That's the 8 by 12 inch paper. You're going to add color using markers, watercolor, colored pencils, combo of all three, if you so choose. You're then going to switch out the background or add to the background. Replacing the background. I had to look back. I can't remember what I made those double arrows for. But you're going to replace the background with something complex design or with a background that's associated with the character. And then lastly, rubric and self-reflection. So some student examples. So we have Patrick as the Mona Lisa. We have Mickey with the sword, which is, from earlier on paintings. We have Bart and Lisa, both as the Mona Lisa. You have Peter Griffin. Here we have Abby, and then I can't remember what this one's name was, but they're from Dance Moms. As Abby as the girl with the pearl earring, and then the other lady as the Mona Lisa. Here we have an example of the swing, and this is supposed to be from Encanto. We have Dora as the Mona Lisa, and then we have Homer Simpson. We have Deadpool. We have another beautiful example of the girl with the pearl earring, but then also a Mona Lisa of Dory. We have an example of SpongeBob on Mystery as Napoleon. We have Ariel as girl with an urn, and I can't quite remember what that one was, but those are all the student examples. And as you guys can see, a lot of these, it just depended on, with Deadpool here, the painting itself was actually kind of landscape style. So the person who done this did it landscape style. Obviously, the Mona Lisa, girl with the pearl earring, some of those other popular paintings are done more of a portrait style. So that's what you want to do, okay? So just keep that in mind. Be sure that if you have any questions, make sure that you reach out to me